Today is March 23rd, and we are talking about bets on the Yankees, which is really just a fun learning exercise on where the experts think the team and the players will fall. So let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old Jomboy Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old Jomboy Jake. Talking Yanks with old Jomboy Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talking Yanks. My name is Jimmy. Jake is here. BBD is producing, and you were just listening to Dan Zlotnick sing the theme song. He just released the theme song on Spotify as a single. So if you're at a party and you want to get, the mood going, but you don't want to have to go to an episode and wait for the intro, bam, now it's ready for you, Billy's just start playing the theme song after wins.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna love where I go with this, but I mean, it's now prime for a dance club remix. Like we might need the college Billy's remix with that. It's talking Yanks, hey, Yanks, Jomboy Jake. Okay, just wrote it.
Yeah, I think you did it, so we're good there.
John Lantern, you're live from the warehouse. Team baggage hat. I got my Yankees hat. And yeah, man, I with the gambling, we're a DraftKings company. And I think your point that is the best there, A, we're probably going to win people a lot of money today, disclaimer. And then B, they don't mess around with their money. It's not like a gag. So these lines are where Vegas thinks a lot of the Yankees and Judge and Cole and a lot of their players actually line up on what they're going to do and perform this year. So it's an interesting exercise to see where, not to jump too far ahead, I saw Rizzo's RBI number this year was 70.5, and I was like, fuck that. I got Rizzo driving in close to 100. And so it kind of puts some things like that into perspective. So, and we've done this annually on Talking Baseball for the past couple years, and knock on wood, we've been historically actually pretty good with our bets.
Yeah, I went 5 for 5 last year and got my lock, which was plus 3,000. But when you do Talking Baseball and you have every single player, you usually can find a theme. Like last year, they were low on, or they were high on every, you could have taken the under on almost every player's RBI besides Judge and won. They were just low on RBIs across the board. So we all kind of hammered unders.
Yeah.
Which, feels rude, but it's I don't know. I didn't inflate your line. It's not my problem.
And not necessarily our Talking Yanks jam to hammer some of the unders on some guys. Although I did see some that I was I think I saw some that aren't favorable for Yankees guys, but in an okay way. All right, I'll just say it. Cole's ERA was set at 3 flat. And it was that's not kind of how we measure Judge. And he's going to have the days where he gives up homers. So anyways.
Said Judge,
Said
meant
Cole.
Cole.
And
meant
then
Cole.
Judge. All right. Confusing me.
We got
Audio sounded like a lion at one point, and
Yeah, some with that warehouse internet ain't right, so you might have to battle a little bit today.
yeah. Well, it happens like this at home too. It's just it's just the audio and the video is so off. But earlier when you were talking in my ear, and I was I agree. I totally agree.
Could just be my voice.
Could be gravelly
Try giving him a
Danny yesterday.
Danny
Code names.
Loprior.
Okay. Well, we're gonna start this off by doing Judge. Maybe that's why you Freudian slipped his name in there, because not every player gets lines on every category, and Judge does.
Yeah.
He has odds and lines everywhere, and I do think that for fans that haven't entered the betting world, don't like look at prop bets or odds or what the number is, there's just some interesting insight into like, oh, that's what the experts expect him to fall around. Oh, that's the guy that is expected to be higher than him in this or lower than him. Like there's just kind of some fun insight. So if you're adverse to gambling and betting, it's still, I think, a very insightful, and you kind of like learn, and it's like a brain exercise in a way. So let's start with Judge.
And Jimmy, did we mention that this whole thing's brought to us by SeatGeek with code Jomboy Preseason?
I like SeatGeek, and I like the code Jomboy Preseason. You get a percentage off.
15% off your order, whether you've used a SeatGeek code or not. Download the app. Guys, opening day, as we record this, is a week from today. It's ticket time if you're going to the game. So make sure you're using SeatGeek, code Jomboy Preseason, 15% off. There's a link in the description. Download the app. It's so easy to use, a Jake can use it. So I think we need to say that.
Okay. Let's start with MVP, Jake, and like big ones.
Okay.
Like not stat based, award based, because I think those are a little less learning because everyone's kind of shot in the dark guessing. But then when you go to the slash lines and the counting numbers, it's a more fun conversation.
Right. And so you're betting Judge to win.
No, it's pretty hard to repeat. And Ohtani, it seems like if you have to break the AL home run record to beat him. So I do think, do they have Ohtani as the favorite in MVP voting? I think they have to.
Yeah, he's the favorite.
Yeah.
The twist would be there's a chance with his contract expiring, the Angels do push the trade button, and he goes to the NL and kind of just doesn't play enough in either league. But
oh wow,
so you can play that game with it.
So Judge is third best odds. Shohei is kind of a landslide favorite. Then Trout, his teammate. Then Judge. Then Julio Rodriguez. That's interesting. But though Judge is top of the list, plus 500. You betting that, Jake?
No, I just think with MVP, Shohei Ohtani ruins the odds. Because if he does him and a player does not break the American League home run record, I think he's very hard to beat for AL MVP. That in that realm, I'd rather sprinkle on kind of the next tier guys. And kind of like you said, it's funny seeing Julio's odds there. But like if Julio were to go 40-40 this year and lead the Mariners to the playoffs or win the AL West, like a guy like that value-wise, or even Vladito, man. Like if Vladdy's on an every other year schedule and he wins the Triple Crown next year and leads the Blue Jays to an AL East title, like I think the storylines kick in for MVP. That for Judge, it's an impossible act to follow. Like a 99-win Yankees team and breaking the home run record, he would have to Triple Crown or hit like 50+ again, and that's just a really tough ask. Although his home run over-under total, and again, this is Vegas, this is money, this isn't us doing our over-under episode with Joe's. Vegas has his over-under home run total this year at 45.5, which that's nutty, man. That's nutty.
Yeah, I guess that's the highest one. I think it's a fair line. Isn't that what we said with Joe's that we would just have the line at?
I think we did. I think we were right around there, and then we did. I think we were setting the line, and I think it was there, and then we did kind of Yankee fans like, what do you need to see? And I think my thing was I think people need to see a 4 in the home run column, which again is like crazy obnoxious, like a 38 homer season being disappointing. But it all ties in back to Judge's career numbers. He's that guy. And it,
I wouldn't bet on the 45. I don't feel strongly either way. Obviously if I was forced to, but it's not one I'm looking at and I'm like, ooh, I'm taking action on that.
It's a brutal ask because if you miss, you have a 2-week, the Yankees 2-week IL him just because it's Judge and he
Yeah.
He stepped on first base funny running down to first, and they want to keep
Those damn new bases.
They want to keep. Oh, and Willie Randolph's telling anyone that'll listen about those
Yeah.
bases. That you get a 2-week IL stint, and then 45 can become near impossible because that's how hard it is to do that on a baseball field. So it doesn't jump out as crazy value. But I mean, if you're gonna bet it, why not?
The other like not Judge's numbers, but compared to the league, he is the favorite in RBIs and runs scored.
Yes.
Out of any player in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So plus 700 in to lead in RBIs, which I don't know, man. Again, those are tough because a 2-week stint, but that's the whole game, right? Or runs is also plus 600. So I kind of like RBIs still.
I sneaky
especially with him saying that with runners on base, he wants to have more of a 2-strike approach and drive in runs. He's got to stay to that. But imagine if with runners on base, the strikeouts do get cut down and turn into singles, doubles. Would help.
Yeah.
Still going to accidentally hit those 3-run homers because he's fucking strong as hell.
I guess the only thing, if I had to choose between RBI and runs, I think I would go runs. He's led the league in runs twice. He's going to get on base. And if anything, the Yankees, we saw him at the end of the year, slide him up in the lineup. Where if that situation happens again, he's led the league in runs twice in 2017 and 2022. Last year was his first year leading in RBI, and that becomes a little dependent on a DJ or potentially Volpe or something like that. So, but both of those, how about this? Both of those, I think we both agree. I would rather take one of those than the home run game, just because I don't know, one player somewhere else goes nuts. Jordan hits 55 this year, and you're dead in the water, where Judge could still clip him.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
You sold me on runs a little bit. You don't know who's going to be hitting ahead of him.
And you and me
or
love
like behind
runs.
him.
Once we did that runs game, and it was all the best players ever by decade, like score the most runs. We were like, okay, runs are really good.
Yeah, they are a bit more outlier proof than RBIs.
It's pretty funny because that's how you technically score. And in like basketball, that would be the basket, right? Or like football, that's the touchdown. I guess a home run. But runs scored. I remember when me and Jimmy were first getting into this, we looked up like runs leader by decade, and it's just constantly a list of the best players. And that makes so much sense, but you don't think of it that way.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of like putting some money down on one of those.
The other, and this is where, me and Jimmy aren't every day what's on the board placing bets, but we like the fun ones. And I think maybe the most fun one on here, if you're a New York baseball fan, is Judge versus Alonso, heads up homers. And it's Judge minus 140, which means you get a little less return on it.
He's the favorite.
Yes, he is the favorite on it. But I mean, that's just fun. And I mean, you place that bet with your Mets friends and you say, like, this is a lock. Judge has got it.
God, I wanted to place one of those, but I have to check my location and all that stuff.
Okay.
Just doing it on my phone.
Which one were you going with? Runs?
Runs. You convinced me.
Yeah, baby.
You can, because I like the order directly behind Judge more than I like the order directly in front of him.
Right. Rizzo.
Because I like the 3, 4, 5. It's basically, are you betting on the 3, 4, 5 to get hits, or you're going to bet on the 8, 9, 1 to get on base? And I don't know who the 8, 9, 1 is.
Bingo.
And I know who the 3, 4, 5 is going to be, and I know that they're going to, baseball, they're going to put better players there. So,
did you say?
So you convinced me on that one. Baseball. What else do they have Judge for, Jake? Do you have any others in front of you?
I'm trying to see what other Judge ones stand out. Depending where you're gambling, you can get some batting average props and things like that. They have his batting average, and again, this should be as complimentary to Aaron Judge as a baseball player, because we talked a lot last season about batting average. Some places in Vegas have Aaron Judge's batting average number at 295, man. For a slugger, that's an unreal number. But yet he's a career 284, and last year was 311. So I don't know. There's a weird mental exercise there that he's only cleared that batting average once. If Aaron Judge hits 292 with 48 homers, nobody's going to care. So it's kind of, but like you said, those 2 strike numbers from last year are the only thing that jumps off the page, and he's openly talked about addressing it. That, I don't know, that one's kind of a hold on to your butts, because 295, but less shifting, I don't know.
I also think that a lot of the batting average numbers are going to be higher with the shift.
Right. Sand shift.
So, yeah, with no shift. I don't know. You never know about these spring training adjustments. Like, is he actually going to do it?
Right.
Which is the scary part, obviously. Shit. I was trying to find. Oh, in the app, you can just search Yankees and it will no. Search feature isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a tricky search. You have to be in the section to search what you want.
And then you have to search the player name. They won't organize it by category.
Yeah.
So he has no odds to win the Cy Young. Yeah. Yeah.
Brutal.
Is there any other Judge ones that are interesting? I don't think so, right?
Let's see. I don't think so. The only other one that I'm seeing that is fun if you're a baseball fan, and I think you would take this bet because you've won it previously in a different way. They have Judge versus Trout home run totals on the year.
Oh yeah, I'd take Judge there. Is Judge the favorite? It's got to be.
Judge is -140, the same as against Alonso. So just parlay those together. Bonk. Enjoy.
That's a parlay.
Enjoy the money.
What about hits? Do they have hits for him?
The hits number I saw, which again is one of the tricky ones because I think some places you can, some places you can't bet it.
Yeah, New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey. You're in New York. New Jersey, they don't have Judge on the board right now, hits-wise.
So the hits number I'm seeing that you may see is 155.5, which the past 2 seasons he's cleared that, and 21 was not nearly as impressive as last year, and that had he missed some time. That was 148 games played. So if you're a believer that Judge's injuries in the past have been fluky, which there's a very good argument for that, if you think Judge is going to be out there every day, he should clear that, especially without the shift and everything we just talked about. So that might be a good number for people.
Yeah.
I think that's most the Judgy stuff, Jim, and I think that brings us into some of the Yankees' big ones, and we're going to do kind of all the other guys. There's a lot of Cole, Rodon, some other Stanton sneaky ones in there. And, Jim, it's brought to us by a new partner, Kunzuri. That's right. Are you a short king? This feels targeted. And you want to be a little bit taller? Kunzuri makes shoes that make you up to 2.8 inches taller without anyone knowing. Our sales team, let's peel back the curtains, came to me and said, "Hey, Jake, are you familiar with this?" And I said yes, because I have been targeted by them because I am the target audience. If you're someone that goes to Billy's and when you're talking to your friends or maybe someone of the opposite sex and you put your heels against the wall to be an inch taller, these shoes might be for you. The height insoles are actually built into the shoe, so no one can tell you're getting a secret height boost. I'm trying to empower this, man. I mean, heels for men. Why not us?
Why not?
Okay, our listeners get an exclusive 15% off discount at Consuri.com with the code Yanks. Oh, and it's on top of a 30% off site-wide sale. So that's a 45% off your order, and it's CONZURI.com, and use code Yanks. Short Kings, let's raise up together. Let us ride.
Let's raise up. Is that you or them?
That was me.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
That was me. I mean, it's been a topic on my mind the past, 20 years. So.
So not that long.
Yeah, not that I think about it much, but if you're someone else who has also maybe thought about it, go check them out. Jim, I think we do some of the Yankee ones because as we finish off our player profile and projections for this year and we do our over-under episode with Joe's, the other thing that there's a ton to bet on in every different way are our Yankees themselves.
The whole team.
The New York Yankees. And I mean, they've got, again, this is where they cover the board because they've got like exact results for the season. The one I really like are the regular season win bands. Like they've got ranges of what the Yankees will land in this year. AL East finishing position. Have you seen any of those that have jumped out to you?
Well, the win bands felt like, fuck, you got me,
Yeah.
Oh, perfect job, odds makers.
Yeah.
I don't know what to choose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
I would choose. Well, I guess it is good odds. Oh, I didn't look at the odds.
I think there's a standout winner.
92 to 97.
Yes.
I didn't look at that. I didn't look at the plus. I thought that was going to be like minus.
Yeah, no, that's for that 5-win range. That's a pretty good payday. The only way you get nipped in the bud there, and excuse my French for saying that, because 92 to 97 is plus 235, something like that. So again, that's if you're placing a $10 bet, you'd get, I think, $23.50. So, it's always been a math company. The New York Yankees, so their down year, 2021, that we sometimes forget about, they won 92 games. Last year, they won 99, where they were incredible, except for 1 month, basically. But I think with the division, like, this is a Blue Jays do or die year, right? Like, they've got to step it up this year. If not now, when? The Rays were injury-riddled last year. Boston's feeling more and more pesky. The Orioles are a wild card. I mean, that 92 to 97 range feels like it has you covered. And I think more importantly, when you bet, this is how I normally bet, it's what's your happiness level. I think if the Yankees win 92 to 97 and you win your bet, okay, you're pretty happy. The odds are that the Yankees are going to exceed that because they haven't been below that since 2017. That if the Yankees win 98, 99, 100 games, you're going to be happy on the whole. So why not put a little in that win band?
I can't find this. Oh, I found it. Regular season win bands. I'm all over this.
You're hitting it now.
I've placed 4 bets since we started the show. I
that.
don't bet a lot of money at all, so I can do that.
It's contained. Bet responsibly. That's what we tell people.
What the shit? Where's the Yankees? I think 92 to 97 is where I land. And then what if I just put some on 81? What's the other one? 81 to 91?
So if you go down, it's 86 to 91, which is 295. If you go up 98 to 103, that's plus 390. That's kind of fun if it all clicks, but that 92 to 97.
New Jersey doesn't have the Yankees right now, unless I don't know how to use this app.
I think the search function can be tricky. I don't.
No, I'm not. I'm just on regular season bands. I'm scrolling. They got only like 10 teams.
Team futures, league winners.
Regular season win bands. I'm there.
Okay.
Just don't have the Yankees on mine.
Okay.
Bummer. I have one that I like a lot.
Okay.
Well, this is funny. They have like, will a team be 5-0 to start the season?
I knew you'd like that.
I think no. I don't think yes, but I think they want you to think that. But I just like that that's an option.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty stupid.
There's
I like, Jake,
Yeah.
the over-under for Yankees wins in April.
Okay. Now we're talking.
Yes. So they have by end of April, and I hope I can find this on my phone, but I think all the Yankees are just unavailable for me. Yep, that's unbelievable. Oh, someone bet it. They're going to win more than 16 and a half games in April.
Okay.
I did the math on it. Crunched all the numbers.
All of the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to win. My line is 19 and a half.
Big April.
Yeah. Oh, they play 29 games, so like 19 and 10.
It's a good April.
Yeah, but
You're getting me hyped up, baby.
I mean, okay, so they have a homestand, right, against the Giants and the Phillies.
Right.
That's 6 games. I have them winning 4 of those.
I have
They're winning both.
4.
They're winning both homestand series.
Yeah.
Okay, then they go on the road to and they face the Orioles and the Guardians. Now they could run into a buzzsaw there. I had them winning 3 out of 6.
Done.
500 on the road. You want to beat those teams, but it's cold and you're
Right.
traveling,
It's
and the Guardians
early.
can pitch. The Orioles have some good pitching these days. Okay, then they play 10 at home. They got 4 against the Twins, 3 against the Angels, and then 3 against the Blue Jays. So obviously they're winning 2 or 3 against the Twins, right? And then they're winning 2 against the Angels. So that's 5. And then the Blue Jays, even if you lose that series, you're getting 5 wins there.
You can safely say 6 in that 10-game homestand.
That's what I said. I verbally said
I'm
differently
with
when I
you,
wrote
Poppy.
down. Okay. And then they have 7 on the road, but they're going to Minnesota and then to Texas for 7 games. And I had them winning 4 of the 7.
Okay.
Minnesota and Texas, like the Yankees are supposed to be better than those teams. Not a shot fired at those teams. They're just supposed to be better. So I had them winning 4 out of 7 there. But even if you drop that down a little bit, all my numbers drop down a little bit, you're over 16 and a half.
I mean, I just got excited for a big April. Yeah, I mean, again, I think that last road trip, even if you put a 3 down in that column, and you're right, that Baltimore-Cleveland road trip early on feels like it could be a little monkey wrench and all this. That's your hiccup area.
Remember the first Baltimore series of last season when I had an absolute meltdown on the series recap on Easter Sunday at my aunt's house because they did everything we were worried about. Like they didn't play Judge, they didn't play anyone, and in retrospect, it was early, and I was having a little bit of a hissy fit.
Sure.
I'm going to be more prepared for some of that stuff, and I think that road trip to Baltimore and to Cleveland, just be prepared to see some weird lineups and some slop. I think they'll treat the home crowd nice in the first 2 homestands. But when you go on that first road trip, and they did this last year, it's a little bit of like, all right, breather, blah, blah, light. So I have them going 500.
Baltimore opening day that Thursday. They do get an off.
We're going to be there.
Yeah, we're going to be there. They do get an off day the next day, so hopefully that can tighten up a little bit of the slop.
I believe that's what they did last year. They used that
but they lost their original off day because opening day got pushed. Their opening day.
Oh, you're right. But it was Red Sox and Blue Jays at home. And then their first road trip was Baltimore. And they had an off day on Monday after that Sunday. And they like used it as a double rest day. And we were like, really? And they lost 5-0.
Yep. So look at that. Prop bets led us into a deep dive of the first month of the Yankees season, which you guys are probably hype about.
Yeah, that's why I like doing these. That was the first one I saw. I was like, oh, this is a good conversation. And it's like a fun thing to track where you have the answer soon enough, you know?
Yeah.
Like, April. So I can't find it. Maybe if you can find it on your app, then when I'm in the office tomorrow, remind me to put some on that, because I like betting optimistic Yankee bets, and that's an optimistic Yankee, but I like the schedule. I like the way it lines up. They came out the gate swinging. They have to come out fiery this time because they got embarrassed in the CS. And I just started reading Jack Curry's book that comes out this May. He gave us advanced copies. And the whole first chapter is about how that 98 Yankees team, after the 97 embarrassing loss, which wasn't even that embarrassing comparatively to the then Indians, like set them on a mission. And I don't get the same vibe from this squad at all, but I wish I could. But they were like, we have to come out hot to make up for that mess. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. You got to believe in something, right?
Yeah, every day.
And I think our turkey math there was actually pretty sharp. So I feel good about that.
Love it. Should we have, is there any other just fun info for the Yankees as a team? They're the second highest odds, tied for second highest odds to win the World Series.
There's a fun one I like. Mets and Yankees to both win 90-plus games is plus 140.
Shit. Yeah, I have that as my lock for later in the episode.
Okay. A teaser.
Yeah.
Teaser.
We can do it now. I mean, that's into the lock. It's actually you get you get money on it. But I think the Yankees and the Mets are both going to win 90 regular season games. And I also love that. I want both of those teams in the playoffs, and I want New York to be a baseball town in October very badly.
And I mean, dude, the Yankees, that bet is ridiculous to me. The Mets won 101. The Yankees won 99 last year. So
Blue Jays got better. Braves got better. Phillies, they're thinking, and it's baseball.
It's baseball,
but
but still.
But I agree with you. I'm just trying to think what they're thinking.
The Mets could be 10 games worse. They added, at net. I know they lost a lot of stuff, but they added. That's a fun one. Jim, let's head into we've been ignoring a lot of other Yankees that do have bets on the board. Clay Holmes saves total. And why don't you Manscaped? Line yourself up for your top 10 bets. Manscape it down to the 3 you love. And that's what I do in my pubic region. I trim it down and I keep the 3 that I like down there. It's kind of me and my wife's thing. And Jim, we got them in the office yesterday. The new Weed Whacker 2.0. Get your nose and ears hairs taken care of. There's not a single person in the world, and Jim, you might call me out on this, not a single person in the world that's into nose or ear hair.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be someone.
There's probably someone.
But that's
into
a
ear
secret.
hair in what way? If I see an old man with
secret.
ear hair popping out of ears, I'm interested.
I was thinking in a section, yeah, I guess I do like ear hair then. But walk up to them with your new Weed Whacker 2.0 and start a viral trend. No. Go get yourself the Weed Whacker 2.0. Take care of it. I have a problem with my nose hairs. I'll just be real with the people.
You've been wanting a nose hair trimmer for a long
I got to monitor that. And with the Weed Whacker 2.0, you can. And it comes with everything else. Beard shampoo, beard oil, beard balm, butts and back. That's not part of it. That's from a TV show skit. But it does come.
I have a wife.
The Performance Package 4.0 for the full body grooming experience. And with code YANKS, you're getting 20% off, baby. So take care of your downstairs. Yanks. Code Yanks at manscaped.com, and there's a link in the description. Jim Buck 2, where do you want to roll? I mentioned that Rizzo one early in the episode, the over of 70.5 RBIs. I think if you can find that, last year he cleared that. And again, I think Judge is going to be in front of him a lot, and hopefully other good guys. I have two that I bet before the episode researching, and I think I gave away your Lockheed Martin there, so I'm sorry about that. So is there somewhere you want to jump in particularly?
Well, there's just a fun one that like they have a milestone section,
Right.
and Giancarlo Stanton to hit his 400th home run this season. I think it's going to happen. You're not going to get great odds, but you should parlay it with something. And also, that was just like a reminder for me, like, oh yeah, we're going to have a little bit of a milestone home run season. That's fun. People are going to be excited about it. Not going to compare to last year, but it's going to be fun.
And he does it either at Fenway or the stadium, right?
Yeah, I think he does at the stadium.
Okay. Either work for me. Would be a nice reminder to Sox fans that, like, oh yeah, he's awesome. And then Joe's does another weird video or something like that. But yeah, I think you find that with a parlay bet because it's like minus 440 or whatever. But Stan's 22 homers away, and he hit 31 last year, and he was basically not a part of the second half of the season. So, I do like that one. Jim, the one I bet that's kind of your normal betting stat line, it's the minus 110. It is Garrett Cole.
And what?
Garrett Cole's over-under on his strikeouts is 234.5, which is a big number, right? But Garrett Cole last season struck out 257. The season before with the Yankees, he struck out 243. So both full seasons with the Yankees, he's cleared that. And if the biggest thing you can probably compliment Garrett Cole on, Jimmy, I'm going to read off his starts per year since 2017. 33 in 2017, 32 in 2018, 33 in 2019, 12 in 2020, the shortened season, the full season, 30 in 21, 33 in 22. If there's one thing Garrett Cole can hammer his flag into the ground, he has been reliable about making his starts and striking out batters. The Houston years, which there's a little bit of, I think, sticky icky lurking. 326 strikeouts and 276. And maybe his strikeouts get a slight boost because maybe a couple infield shifts go through, and then he's got to strike out the next batter. So 234.5, it's a big number, but Garrett Cole's going to be out there, and he's going to strike guys out. That I think it's a pretty good bet, and I bet it before the show.
I'm not against that one at all. Whatever you can say about his results, even, games where he gives up some devastating homers, he strikes out people. So he led the league last year.
Yep.
It is a high number. Do you have his wins?
I saw 14.5 for his wins.
All right. I wanted to take the over. I was hoping it was under 15. I don't have it on here. Guess you just can't bet Yankee stuff in New Jersey. So I want to take the over on Garrett Cole wins because of the starts. Like, he just makes his starts. He led the league in wins in 2021.
Yep.
All right, with a 3.23 ERA. I think the Yankees are going to be good. I think he's going to be better with pitch clock. Oh, shit, or worse. Oh, wow.
I think mostly
I just thought about, how do hitters hit Cole? They just jump his fastball. And I think, the batters having less time to think means more. They're just be like, just hit the fastball. So we'll see if that changes the way that at all. But I don't have him being the MLB wins leader. But They have it at 14.
14 and a half.
I mean, that's if he makes 30 starts or 33 starts like he has,
right.
It's a 400 win percentage. If he makes 33 starts, it's like a 4.2. I mean, you're not counting no decisions there.
Right.
But this guy has won a lot of starts. Last year was a little bit of an outlier.
Yeah, I guess that would be kind of the read on it because 2018 Houston, 2019 Houston. He was 7-3 in the short season. 16 and 8
on 12 starts, so 7 out of 12.
Right. And then he was 16 and 8 and then 13 and 8. So last year out of a 5-year sample is the outlier. That's the low.
Is the
number.
outlier. It's the lowest number. At 13 is the lowest amount of wins he's had in the last 5 years or whatever. So yeah.
Okay.
I was hoping it was under 15 because
Yeah.
I was going to take the over on it, and I thought they might do that. So I'm going to take the over on Garrett Cole's wins.
If you're a Cole hater or kind of a Cole logic guy, like I said, I think his ERA was set at 3 flat on some of the websites, and he's been at 3.5 and 3.23 the past 2 years.
Yeah, I'll
with
take
the
the over
Yankees.
on that.
So, hey,
Plays in some small parks.
Yeah.
Jake, do you like him
still a
as the
good year.
strikeout leader? Because he's the favorite to lead the league in strikeouts, but it's plus 550.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad bet. It's again, it kind of turns into the Judge Homer conversation, right? Like if one person just goes, it's over. So
It's just hard to bet any of those confidently.
you could sprinkle. It's a gentleman's sprinkle on that because he did it last year and he did it in 2019. And like you're saying, the reliability aspect of it, but it's almost like. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a bad bet. I'm trying to think who's your biggest problem in that bet.
Manoa.
Dylan Cease,
any of the
took off
Astros
last
pitchers.
year. Ohtani. I mean, actually.
Oh, strikeouts, not wins.
I mean, Cole was 30 strikeouts clear of Dylan Cease last year, who fully broke out, and maybe there's more, but. Third place,
he doesn't pitch enough innings.
Third place was Ohtani, which I guess if they make Ohtani go full God mode just this whole year and put the Angels on his back. But yeah, those aren't bad numbers at all.
Yeah.
Jim, I think our favorite is the sprinkle. And if for those of you that again aren't that familiar in this world, it's a bet that's got crazy odds. That I just placed this bet and it's $2 to win $52. So that would be 20 to win 520. Math guy, add your zeros, people. But there's a very thin chance they come through, right? That's the whole game. I got pretty lucky 2 years ago. Who was it to win the Cy Young?
Corbin Burns
to win the Cy Young. It was kind of his breakout year. Jimmy, who were you on last year? Weren't you right around?
I got it with Seattle Mariners to have the longest win streak of any team.
His win streak. So, again, you end up in a funky area. But this one, if you're a believer in this guy, which if you're listening to this show, there's a good chance you're a believer in this guy. Anthony Volpe, most regular season stolen bases. And you're playing a dangerous game, right? Because we're not sure when he gets called up. But by the way, if they announce he gets called up tomorrow, these odds change instantly. Because the guys ahead of him on the leaderboard, Cedric Mullins has the 4th best odds. And Cedric Mullins stole 34 bases last year. That was his career high. Ronald Acuna Jr. is ahead of him. He's stolen 40 before, but he's had some injuries, and it's
telling him to cool down.
Estery Ruiz is ahead of Cedric Mullins on the list. He's a speedster for Oakland who should get to play next year, but he also has a lifetime on-base percentage of 194 in the major leagues currently. It's a small sample size. If Volpe gets called up,
even if they service time him a little bit, like wait 3 weeks.
The elite stolen base guys in Major League Baseball, I mean, don't run like they have in previous years. And we know the Yankees have put an emphasis on base running. And Volpe is the guy that in the minors last year, he stole 50 bases and got caught 7 times. So it's a sprinkle. I put $2 to win 52, but Anthony Volpe to lead in stolen bases. There's a path. There's a path.
Yeah, you're going to see so many more stolen bases with the pitch clock and the new timing of it all. Last year, John Birdie stole 41 out of nowhere. I think he had 6 the year before that. Mateo on the Orioles stole 35. But I also wonder if there's any other players that are. What did Harris, Michael Harris, is he a base stealer?
He was on. His odds are on there. He stole 20.
He played with the pitch. He played with the pitch clock and then had not a full year last year. Was my thinking.
Right. That's where a lot of the young guys, including Volpe, can have a leg up. That they've already messed around with a lot of these rules.
He stole 20 in 114 games, which is not that much more if you do it, extrapolate it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sprinkle. We're talking about sprinkles.
We're talking about sprinkles. Ice cream, baby.
I have an under. I don't know if we're going to do unders.
Do an under. Why not?
A Yankee under. It's not a sprinkle, though. It's just a bet that I just saw. Bader home runs. If that's still available, it's 15.5, and that's just not going to happen. So,
okay.
If you can find that, take the under. Oblique is a pretty tough thing to come back from. He's missing time, plus, like, probably not going to be able to swing out of his shoes because it's oblique injury.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you barking. He's
I mean, Volpe for Rookie of the Year is also a good sprinkle. It's plus 2,500.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Man, finding sprinkles that you like when it's just one team is a bit harder than when we do this. You're talking baseball and we get them right.
It's tough. You're digging.
Yeah, like I almost like the Yankees to be 5-0.
Sure.
But I don't think you can do that team specific. How about Sevy Cy Young? That's like a huge fucking sprinkle.
It's a big
plus
sprinkle.
5,000. And I don't really believe in that, but I'm just scrolling trying to find something.
If he's healthy, he's capable of being involved in that. So
I'd love to see if they had maybe
I think I got to go to the team stuff to find like the things I'm going to like.
Maybe the better sprinkle if you're looking for the Yankees' other pitchers. Nestor Cortez plus 7,000 to lead in wins. Like,
oh wow,
I don't know.
People can rack up wins. Domingo had 18,
right? That's a great
3 years ago.
That's a fantastic example. That if Nestor's timing is right with the Yankees offense and he's the guy that year they score for, you could be looking at a 20-win guy.
He throws 5 innings
easily.
every week.
And that's plus 7. I'm gonna bet that right now.
Wow,
that's $2 to win 142. What?
Do you think the Yankees will win 8 games in a row at one point?
You love those bets. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will.
2021 they did it.
Yeah.
That team was
by the skin of their chinny chin chin.
By the hair of their teeth.
8 games in a row. What was their longest winning streak last year?
11. We got like a long one, right?
11 was their longest winning streak last year. And then in 2011, the longest winning streak was 13. 2011, 2021. 2019, the longest winning streak was 9. Okay. And that was a pretty good team. 2018, the longest winning streak was 9. In 2017, the longest winning streak was 8. So those are all over the 7.5 line.
That's huge.
So I'm betting that.
I think I just found it too.
Found what?
Their win streak.
Oh, and on the schedule, what do you got?
It carries through the All-Star break.
I knew you were going to search for that.
Jimmy, they have
finish strong, start strong.
They have a home stretch going into the All-Star break, 7 games. It's Baltimore and the Cubs. If you remember, they annihilated the Cubs last year.
Yeah.
So you win the final 2 versus Baltimore at home. You sweep the Cubs, and that's 5. And who do they play after the All-Star break, Jim?
The Rockies.
The Rockies into the Angels.
Well, you just got to sweep the Rockies there, and you got it.
You got 8, but I mean, they're going to carry it to probably 11 again. You sucking on that, Duncan. Nice.
I love it.
Okay. I think that's it.
Found it.
I think that's it. Found some good ones. Had some fun. Enjoyed ourselves.
Comment below. What are you slapping on?
Yeah, what are you slapping on?
Slap along.
If you're in California, send me all the fun props you get out there. I'm jealous. On DraftKings app, you guys get more fun ones. Because I wanted to see all the batting averages for everyone. Because I think like DJ's is going to be higher. Do we have Rizzo's even a fake line or like a guesstimate line? Because I think Rizzo's batting average might be higher than he's had in a while.
Let's see if we got it on there. I don't think so. Not that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening. See you guys. Enjoy your time. Go Yanks. Tell them, go Grams.
Go Yankees.